Alright, so I'm going to do this quick video just to kind of explain the basic harness and how to install the headlights on the car. Um, so most harnesses, if there is a DRL and a turn signal on the headlight itself that I can tap into, I will send one like this. There is one main plug for generally the driver's side, whatever side the battery's on, will be the white one here, and then there's a black one for the other side. There's plenty of wire there to run it to the other side of the car, and then a power and a ground. If you're not familiar, generally red is power, ground is black. You can take that direct to the battery. There is an inline fuse, so you won't have to worry about blowing the anything on the controller itself. So that's the main one, and I got a headlight here so I can kind of show you. So this is the driver's side one, and it just snaps right in. It is a waterproof plug, and I've got extra waterproofing around the base of them to try to keep the wires in, so it's a little harder for you to accidentally pull them out. But it also does help a little bit keeping water out if it were to somehow try to find its way in. And it just comes right out like that. You got a little push tab and it pops out. So the idea is that these will be easy to remove. Once this harness is on the car, then it's just a quick plug on each headlight. This particular headlight, this is not extremely common. It just depends if your headlight has fog lights with it, if you've ordered fog lights with it, or if we could do fog lights with it. This plug here is a 3-pin little plug. It will go to the so just a little pigtail hanging off. This will plug into your fog lights to wire them in with the headlights. Not all will include that, and I don't even have a set of fog lights that works with this one yet to show you. But the other harness style is this one here. Same basic layout, but the biggest difference is that this one has the 2 black plugs, and then it has some wires hanging off as well. These wires will tap in. So if you have a set of lights and maybe the turn signal is on the bumper, or it's a plug-in style turn signal where I can't just tap into the wiring, you'll have to do that. Now I've labeled them here. You got DRL, that's your daytime running lights, your parking lights, your I don't know, probably a million other names for it that I don't even know, but basically these are the ones that turn on some kind of light on your car when you turn on the car, when you start the car, when you start driving down the road. This is what's going to make the color flow start up for your daytime running light animations. And then you've got the turn signal. It's kind of self-explanatory. The way these work, there's little inserts here, pop right out. They will open up like so. There's a little metal clip in there. The way that's designed is if you find the right wire and you put the wire like that on the clip and you close it and you just crimp this with a pair of pliers, it will cut into the wire and it actually create a contact with the wire. And then you plug this back in after you've crimped it, and it will actually create a contact with the wire itself. So the idea behind it is that it's just a quick, easy way. If you want to be a little more sure about your connections and make sure you have a good connection, you can just cut the connectors off and make a hard connection to that wire. The way that this is designed, you won't have to cut anything on the car to remove the headlight itself. If for some reason the harness goes bad and you got to have it replaced, you would have to cut some stuff. But to actually, let's say you got to pull the bumper or something, you want to pull the headlights for some reason, it's very simple. You got one plug. Even after you tap these in, this is on the harness side. You can leave the harness on the car and pull the headlights with this plug. So that's kind of the quick and dirty. There's not a whole lot to it, really. There's a turn signal on both sides. So there's a turn signal on the passenger side and on the driver's side, and there's only one DRL, so you won't have to worry about doing both DRLs on the driver and the passenger side. And that should be it. If you have any questions, just ask me. I want to add to that this here is the driver for the Demon Eye. So sometimes if the Demon Eye goes out, it could be the driver. I've maybe had, like, out of every headlight that I've sold, I've used hundreds of these things. I've probably had like 3 go out, but they do go out. So I want to be cautious to make sure that I've made arrangements for that. So if it does go out, it's easier to fix. There's just these 2 plugs here, and then I've just got simple zip ties, nothing more. So in this case, 4 zip ties, you just cut those off. The white and the black connections would just come unplugged, and you can replace the entire driver for the Demon Eye in that way. Of course, if you're within your warranty period, I'll cover that no cost. Obviously, if it's beyond that, hit me up, let me know, and you know, we'll talk about it and see the circumstances and whatnot. You know, whatever the case is, I'll definitely work with you and get your replacement Demon Eye driver in the event that it does fail on you. It's not extremely common, but I've had it enough that I just decided this isn't that much more work for me to make it easier to access and change for you guys, so that's what I did. On this particular headlight, which is the Camry, you will still use the factory plugs, all 3 of them. Most of them you will. If you do not use a factory plug, I will generally like cap it off with like tape, or I might fill it in with like glue or something, just something to try and prevent you from trying to plug into it. So if it's still available, exposed, in some cases you may find that you have a blank hole, that there's a hole where your plug would go. Obviously plug your plug in. So like some headlights that I buy don't include these actual bulbs holders, so I'll send it to you blank, and you just have to reuse the one from your factory light. So I mean, if there's any holes on the headlight for a bulb holder, please use your bulb holder, put it in there, because you get moisture in the headlight, you get condensation, you get everything else. None of us want that. So if you do find a hole where a bulb holder was on your old car and there's just a big hole there, or maybe there's a piece of white tape or something, just pull that off, put the bulb holder in from your old set of headlights, and you should be good to rock and roll.